Hello everyone, welcome back to Mark's Beer Reviews. Today we have a good one. I have a bottle shop haul from twistedhops.co.uk, which is my local bottle shop. It's about 1.5 miles from me and it's run by my now friend Lawrence and his wife. They are just beer nuts. Lawrence brews in his garage, enters beers into like verdant beer competitions and stuff. Absolute beer nut. And he started out of his passion for beer a bottle shop in the lockdown. He's doing really well and he stocks some absolute bangers. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into what I got from the bottle shop. I don't have the prices because it's all paperless and I'm filming on my phone and the invoice was on my phone. But if you do want to check out the prices, head over to twistedhops.co.uk and all the prices will be on there if the beers are still in stock, because they fly out of there sometimes. Right, let's go. So Twisted Hops, to give you a bit of background, was and all about East Anglian beers. So around here we've got Duration, Burnt Mill, Little Earth Project, Pasteur, Radio City Beer Works, Jack Rabbit, Starwing, Malt Coast. There's loads of breweries in East Anglia, and Lawrence originally set the business up to champion East Anglian beers, which is awesome. But he's since branched out excuse me, and he's got a couple. He gets a couple of guest breweries in a month. I know he's had like Left-Handed Giant in, Elusive, a couple that I've got in here. I'm not going to mention them just yet, but he gets some top level breweries in as like a guest line. So, like I say, go over to twistedhops.co.uk to check them out. First beer, we have got a beer from one of the real up and coming breweries that I think is going to be massive in 2022. We have got an Overtone beer. It's an IPA. Is it called like Bruce or something? The Bruce, there you go. The Bruce. Cool can art as normal from Overtone. My dog's barking outside, sorry if you can hear that. 5.5% IPA. That's going to be banging. Overtone. I've had a couple of beers from Overtone. The most memorable one was a double IPA called something like Sabrosa. I love coconut. It was an 8% double IPA and I love coconut. Obviously Sabro's all about those big coconut flavours. Sorry about the dog again, she will shut up soon. So yeah, that was a really memorable beer for me. Probably one of my double IPAs of the year. So I'm looking forward to getting into that. Now these are the beers I'm really excited for. I didn't ever have the original. And this is the I don't know if the original was a Nitro version, but this is a version available now that is a Nitro version. It's Siren Nitro Caribbean Chocolate Cake. So Caribbean Chocolate Cake was one of their sort of recent classic beers. It's like a modern classic beer really, and they released a whole new range. Like I said, I don't know if the original was Nitro, didn't ever have it, but this particular one is Nitro. Then the next in the range is the one I'm going to be reviewing in this video, is the Caribbean White Chocolate Pancake Stout. That is going to be good. The next one is Caribbean Chocolate Mole Cake, a tropical stout. Look at that. Look at the can art. How cool is that? Siren, they've got a very distinct branding, haven't they, Siren? But they've absolutely nailed these can designs. They look awesome. And then this is probably going to be one of the sort of most decadent ones we've got in here. This is Death by Caribbean Chocolate Cake. So this is amped up. I think the other one was about 7.4, was it? Yeah, and then this one is 10.2%. They look mega. Looking forward to those. I've got a massive sweet tooth, huge sweet tooth, so they are just right up my street. Next beer we've got from Twisted Hops is a 6% IPA from Daya. What's it called? Other Side? Was that? No, I thought it was called something different to that. Must be called The Other Side. There you go. Those classic 500ml cans from Daya, which is excellent because their beers are always amazing, and you get 60ml more than you get from other cans, and they're not normally that much more money. Right, what have we got in here? Right, okay. So, one of probably my most local top tier brewery. Now, Burnt Mill I mean, I was shocked. Burnt Mill to me have always been a local brewery, like one of my local breweries. Although they've done amazing beers, they've always been one of my local breweries. And then I saw on that Mikkeller statement when a load of breweries pulled out of the Mikkeller Beer Festival, they were on the sheet with the likes of Daya, Verdant, Cloudwater, Track. So yeah, these guys are kind of like big boys now. But they've always got this really cool sort of landscape can design burnt mill. This is a black IPA at 6.4%. Like I say, prices are going to be on twistedhops.co.uk, so go check them out. We have another one from Overtone. This is a double IPA at 8% called Out of the Wild. Very cool can art there. Simple but effective, if you're getting that. Like I say, Overtone, they excite me. They do excite me, so yeah, I'm quite looking forward to that. Now we've got a brand new one from Duration. Duration are sort of Norfolk way out towards Kings Lynn. They produce some incredible beers. They are also a husband and wife team. Bates, excuse me, he's from America. He does most of the brewing. I believe it's Miranda. She's from, I don't want to say East Anglia, but she's from Britain, and she's like the PR lady. She's amazing, Amanda. Lovely people. They done a beer tasting for us with Twisted Hops actually 18 months ago now, and Duration were awesome. They were really, really cool. Stayed on the Zoom call for longer than they had to. Bates is a character. He kind of says not a lot, not very often, but what he says is yeah, really sort of insightful. But yeah, Duration, enough rumbling. Duration, we've got Yet Here I Stand, which is a white IPA at 6%. Now I'm trying to think whether I've ever had a white IPA. I don't know. I don't think I have. I've certainly had a black IPA. One of the better black IPAs I've had was from Leon C Brewing, and it was called Crowstone IPA, I believe. That was bloody lovely. So yeah, we've got a white IPA. It's going to be a new style for me. I don't ever remember just drinking on a white IPA. So right, we've got a beer from Beak Brewery called Popple, which is a 5.5%. Is it? Yeah, pale ale. Beak's very sort of telltale brand in there. You always have to be careful with Beak because their branding looks so similar. All their can designs look so similar. So if you go into a bottle shop and think, have I had that? You need to check because you can get confused. I had to double check that one because I've had a few Beak now. They've always been great. Now the last beer of the haul is probably one of my favourite styles of this year. The New England Pale Ale called Cloud Control. There you go. Like I say, Burnt Mill do these sort of landscapey artworks perfectly. And that's just going to be banging. And that, like I said, that was from twistedhops.co.uk. I know I'm sort of banging on, but Lawrence and his wife are just such lovely people. First and foremost, they're beer drinkers and beer lovers. And secondly, Lawrence is a brewer. He brewed a bit for some breweries around here. And yeah, just set up the shop. So yeah, go and give them a little follow on Instagram. Their Instagram's pretty cool. And yeah, they've always got some good stuff in. Right, let's get to this review. This is just going to be really, really nice. White Chocolate Pancake Stack. So what you're going to be expecting, sort of vanilla, white chocolate, bit of oatiness. But I'm wondering how that's going to work into a stout. So okay, right. So it is a stout, definitely a stout. Right, I just wanted to double check. Right, let's give it a little. So I know not so much with 330 cans, more with your 440 stuff, especially stuff like 500 cans, especially stuff like this. This is going to have so much sediment in it. It's going to be ridiculous. So if you have that standing in your fridge for 3 weeks, you pour it into one of these glasses that isn't going to take the whole of the can, you're going to get, don't get me wrong, the first pour will be really flavourful, but then your second pour is going to be like where all the flavour's hidden because all the sediment sits at the bottom of the can. So every time I get one of these cans out, I roll it in my hand, and that's something that Bates told us from Duration. He said, if you don't want to shake it, you don't want to agitate the drink too much, but just agitate the yeast that's stuck to the bottom, that normally in that little ring there. If you can agitate that, that's going to give a consistent flavour and body throughout the can, rather than getting like a two-stage pour. Obviously these stouts, not so much, but I always do it anyway, because you never know. Right, let's open this bad boy up. Oh, there we go. And let's get it into this glass. Yeah, look at that. It's almost like a white... maybe it is a white stout. So instead of it being white chocolate, maybe it's a white chocolate stout. So I've had a couple of white stouts this year. They have been from Sussex Small Batch, and they've been lovely. Right then, should we get the smell? I'm excited for this. It's just this speaks to my sweet tooth. Right. I'm almost getting, it's almost sort of a bit of peanut or something. Definitely getting, I'd say white chocolate, a bit of vanilla in there. Not getting much. If it's pancake, you'd imagine there's probably going to be some sort of mapley sort of thing in there. I'm sort of getting peanuts, vanilla. Yeah, sort of peanut and vanilla really. A little bit of white chocolate, a bit of sweet vanilla. Right, let's not waste any time. I'm excited. Oh, look at that, by the way, first actually. That is a can, look at the sediment in there. The condition on that. I mean, that looks amazing, doesn't it? It almost looks like a Marzen, or maybe a carbonated amber ale, but it's going to be a whole lot more flavourful than that. Cheers, everybody. Wow. Wow, there's the maple. Right. So, first off, not very carbonated. It's sort of, a lot of that, what you can see in there is sediment, but you can see some carbonation running up the glass. There is no widget in this stout. So, I'm getting the peanut again. Why am I getting peanut again? Shouldn't be getting peanut, I don't think, out of this. Look, I haven't read the can, but looking at the description of a white chocolate pancake stack, you wouldn't expect to see peanuts in there. But hey, it's an American, it's a style based on an American sort of breakfast, so who knows what those guys put in there. Right, yeah. So it's quite a bitter stout, not overly sweet. It's quite bitter throughout, and then you get the maple sweetness at the end. So that's really on my tongue now. It's almost like a roasted smoke type maple. Definitely some sort of smokiness going on. So you do get that sort of semi-roasty malt in there. You get that character right at the beginning. It sort of tastes quite charred, and like quite a lot of other stouts. That's where the bitterness comes from, I think, early on. And then much like a West Coast IPA, where it goes sweet, or it goes sweeter than bitter, this goes bitter than sweet. That's quite a nice sort of change in pace, really. You definitely get that smokiness. It's definitely smoked to some degree. That maple syrup is like a smoked maple. It's lovely. And I think that's probably quite nice, because otherwise it would have been too sweet, that maple. Let's quickly read the can. Tropical white stout with cacao and maple. There you go. An extravagant new spin on Caribbean chocolate cake. One of our all-time favourite beers. Brewed in collaboration with Cigar City Brewing. We're layering sweet and sticky maple notes with a generous helping of cacao and dusting of spices. Wasn't really getting much spiciness out of this, I have to say. Right, now I can get my nose in, because before it was too over poured it really. Yeah, okay, I get the spices on the nose now. Sort of a smoked spiciness. I see that. Chocolate, not heavy on the chocolate. Maybe a bit of bitterness in the middle from the chocolate, the cacao nibs. I'd be surprised if it tastes really smoky, but the can doesn't say it's smoky. That must be the malt. Probably the cacao nibs as well, probably if they're slightly roasted. Is it cacao nibs though? Ah, there we go. Ingredients: cypress wood. There we go. Cacao nibs, cacao husks, chocolate. Oh no, coffee, vanilla. There we go. Okay. I haven't had a beer like this in a while. The other stouts I've had from Sussex Small Batch, the other white stouts I've had, they haven't had as many layers of flavour as this. Very nice, and I tell you what, doesn't drink anywhere near 7.4%. You get a bit of alcohol burn, tiny bit, not a lot. That's really quite pleasant. Oh, that maple, that smoked maple at the end just lasts forever. It's still there now. Right, how would I rate this then? Caribbean White Chocolate Pancake Stout. I really like it. It's probably not one to be drunk as fast as I've drunk it just now, but it's very nice nonetheless. It's not too sweet, and then that smoky maple flavour that's still in there is just makes you want to come back for more. I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5. I think it's really, really nice. I haven't had a white chocolate stout with this much complexity ever. Oh, sorry, a white stout with this much complexity ever. So, yeah, it's as good as I've had out of a white stout, not white chocolate. There we go. Right, guys, 4.5 out of 5 on Mark's Beer Reviews. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be great. And let me know if you've had any of these beers. I've obviously got 3 more coming up on the channel, and we're off to a blooming good start. Right, I'll leave you to it. Have a good one, everyone. Cheers.